सेंड की थी वो तो यहाँ तक थी, बिफोर कंडीशनल प्रोबेबिलिटी यहाँ तक थी। Okay, only 2 examples are left. We start from here. A survey has been taken on method of computer travel. Each respondent was asked to check bus, train or automobile as a major method of traveling to work. More than one answers were permitted. The results reported were as follows. 30 people were traveling on bus, 35 traveling on train, and 100 people were traveling on automobile. Bus and train 15 people, bus and automobile 15, train and automobile 20, and people using all the 3 methods of traveling, they are 5. How many people completed a survey form? A person completed a survey form if he is using either of the 3 methods of traveling. So this means how many people completed a survey form? That means the number of people, they are either using bus or train or automobile as a method of traveling. That means we need to calculate the number of persons in the union of the 3 sets. As we have discussed this formula, the same formula will be applied in this example by replacing P with N, because here we need the number of people, not the probability. So this formula will be now of this form. Number of people in the union of 3 sets is required, which is equal to number of people in B, number of people in T, and number of people in A minus the intersection, and finally plus number of people in B intersection T intersection A. All the informations are available, so just put their numbers and finally get the answer. One more thing, remember, if in exam you are not allowed to use calculator, if you are not allowed to use calculator, then the answer of this question will be only this expression. This expression is enough for the final answer, because 120 we will get by using calculator. So if it is not available, if you are not allowed to use calculator in the exam, then express this expression. This expression showing all the things that you know the formula, you know their values. So that's why this is enough for the final answer. Okay, in second question, the same problem we have. That 500 people, a survey of 500 television watchers will produce the following information. 285 watching football game, 195 watching hockey game, and 115 watching basketball games. Furthermore, 45 watching football and basketball, 70 watching football and hockey games, 50 watching hockey and basketball, and 50 do not watch any of the three kinds of the games. Okay. In previous example, here we have 5 people who are using all the three methods of traveling, using all the three methods of traveling. But here 50 people do not watch any of the three kinds of the game. This means this 50 figure does not belong to any of the three sets. These 50 peoples are not belonging to any of the three categories. Hence, finally, find out how many people in a survey watch all the three kinds of the games. This means all the three kinds of the games. People who are watching football games, also hockey games, and also basketball games. This means here in part 1 we need to calculate the intersection of all the three, the number of people belonging to intersection of all the three. If we look at the formula, in the union we have 450 people, because total we have 500. 50 do not belong to any of the three category, so remaining 450 people. 450 people are belonging to this union. Number of people in F, 285. Number of people in H, 195. Number of people belonging to football and hockey games. Football and hockey. Football and hockey, 70. Hockey and basketball, intersection of H and B, 50 people. 50 people watching hockey and basketball. So all the information except the last one is available. So putting the values, we will get the number of people in the intersection of all the three. Again, this expression, after putting the values of each category, that is enough for the final answer. Now we discuss conditional probability. Conditional probability means with the condition of one event, we find the probability of the other. How the problems are stated for conditional probability? We find the probability of A given that event B occurs first. We perform one event first and then we find the probability of the other. Or we have a statement like this: find the probability of A whenever the event B occurs first. Or sometimes we have the statements in the form of if then. All these are conditional statements. The given that event after this keyword, given that this one, after given that we have the event B, so this is performed first. First of all, we must know which event is performed first. So after given that or after whenever the event as stated is performed first, or otherwise if a condition is performed first, and this means the event associated with if is performed first. How we denote this required probability? Either A over B, or probability of A slash B, or probability of A bar B. Simply we read it as the probability of A given B. We read all these three types of probabilities as the probability of A given B. The conditional event, or the event which is performed first, will be after slash, will be in the denominator, will be after the bar, will be after given. Remember all these things. The event which is performed first will be in the denominator. Actually, in all these three cases, we are finding the probability of A. This probability of A is called the conditional probability of A. The formula for this probability is probability of A intersection B divided by probability of B. The event which is performed first will be in the denominator, and in numerator we write the probability of the intersection. Now recall our previous example in which two dice are rolled. Let's say the event B is that the sum is even, and event A that the sum is divisible by 4. How the conditional probability may be: If the event B is performed first, then find the probability of A. That's mean if the sum is even, then find the probability that sum is divisible by 4. This if event will be performed first. So we can state this probability either using if or using the keyword of given that or using the keyword of given that whenever. So after this, clearly we must know the symbolic expression of our required probability, because here we need to find out the probability of A with the condition of B. Find the probability of A with the condition of B. Find the probability of A with the condition of B. So we express this conditional probability by A slash B. We read it as the probability of A given B. Given B means B is performed first. And this is equal to the probability of the intersection divided by probability of B. And we know the probability in the intersection we have 9 order pairs which are in common. So 9 by 36 is the probability of the intersection, and probability of B. The order pairs belonging to B are 18. So the probability of B is 18 by 36. If we directly find out the probability of A without applying any condition, we have discussed this probability, and also we find out the order pairs whose sum is divisible by 4. They are 9. So the probability of A is 9 by 36. The answer is 1 by 4. This probability without any condition is called marginal probability of A. But here in above we have calculated the conditional probability of A. Also go through these solved examples. If we look at this example, that is also discussing the conditional probability. Consider an industrial process in the textile industry in which strips of a particular type of cloth are being produced. These strips can be defective in two ways: length and nature of texture. So the defect may be in length, and also the defect may be in texture. On the basis of our past experience, we know that 10% of the strips fail the length test and 5% fail the texture test, and only 0.8% fail both tests. So this information is available. On this basis, find this conditional probability. This statement showing the conditional probability. That if a strip is selected randomly from a process and a quick measurement identifies that it was failing the length test. This is our if sentence. If the strip failing the length test, then find the probability that it is also failing the texture test. It is also texture defective. So if we express this example properly, so first of all, we define our events. Let L be the event that the strip is length defective. T event showing that the strip texture defective. The intersection of T and L showing the length defective and also the texture defective. So this is the probability of T intersection L. 0.8%. 0.8% means 0.8 divided by 100. So we get 0.008 as the probability of the intersection of T and L. A strip is failing length test. We have the probability. This is given the 10% strips failing the length test. So 0.10 is the probability of L. And also we know that 5% of the strips are failing texture test. So the probability of T is 5%. 5% means 0.05. We have probability in terms of percentage, and usually we have the probability out of 1. So 5%, if we express it in terms of probability which is out of 1, so it becomes 0.05. Okay, what is needed if event is that the strip failing the length test. So event L will be in the denominator, and we need to find out the probability of T. So we must know this this symbolic expression. After that, if it is clear, then easily we can state the formula and finally get the answer. Also, I have discussed the probability on the other side. If the strip failing texture test first, and then we find the probability that it is also failing the length test. We need to find out the probability in this case, the probability, conditional probability of L given T, if T is performed first. So this answer is enough. So just express, first of all, define the events, then formula, and then putting the values. That's enough. That is a perfect answer. This technique is also time saving. In this example, go through these conditional probabilities, how we have defined these events and how we are finding the conditional probability of A. Conditional probability of A with respect to B and conditional probability of A with respect to C. Actually, this conditional probability helps to define the probability of the intersection. In intersection, we multiply the respective probabilities. But if A is performed first, then second probability will be conditional. If B is performed first, then second is conditional, depending upon B. If A is performed first, then second is conditional, depending upon A. That is our general formula. Remember, whenever we need to calculate conditional, we must know the symbolic expression and the formula. But when we are finding the probability of the intersection, then just find their respective probabilities. For example, in this case, we need to find out the probability with this activity. What is this activity? That we are drawing two items without replacement from a total of 240, out of which 15 are defective. This means 225 are non-defective. So what is required? We calculate the probability that both are defective. Both defective means in our sample. Probability that both are good, probability that one is good, probability that second is not good, and probability for at least one is good, probability that at most one is good. We have discussed this example in previous section. When two cards are drawn, let me show you. Two cards are drawn and we find the probability that both are heart, one is heart, at least one is heart, at most one is heart. Yes, this one. 2 cards are drawn from an ordinary deck of 52 playing cards. Find the probability that both are heart, one is heart, none is heart, at least one is heart, at most one is heart. The same situation is here. In this example. So last time I told you this is the pattern, this is the format of the probability. We find probability either for all, sometimes for none, sometimes we find the probability for exactly one, sometimes by fixing one position, but as in this requirement we are fixing second position. That second is not good. First one may be a good and it may not be a good item. So the possibilities will be generated due to first position, not second. In both the options, second is not good, second is not good, second is not good. In first case, first is good. In second case, first is not good. So according to this situation, we find the probability. First is good, so that's coming from 225 divided by total. Second is not good. This means it is coming from other category of 15 divided by 239. 239 because this is the case of without replacement. In second option, first is not good, second is not good. This means first is defective and second is defective. This means first is coming from the category of 15 divided by 240. Second is also defective. So for second defective, the probability is 14 divided by 239 because this is the case of without replacement. We have not replaced the selected item before the next draw. That's why favorable cases and also total possible cases are reduced in this case. Also find out the probability for at least one and at most one. One more thing I need to discuss here. When we find the probability for without replacement cases, and mostly this technique is not mentioned. So when the technique of draw is not mentioned, automatically this will be the without replacement case. Remember, when it is not mentioned, solve the problem with the technique of without replacement. Okay, we have solved such problems with this technique. So one more thing, wherever we have this technique, we can also find the probability using combinations. For example, here in first part, we need to find the probability that both are defective. In the denominator, we have total possible cases. 240C2, we are drawing 2 items. We are selecting 2 items out of 240. So the total possible cases are 240C2. In the numerator, This is just according to our requirement. What is needed? Both are defective. This means both are coming from defective category of 15 and nothing coming from good category of 225. So the possible cases are 15C2 multiply 225C0, means out of 225 nothing selected, but out of 15 2 are selected. When both are good, this means both are selected from good category and nothing selected from defective category. When we find the probability that one is good, so the other will be not good. This means one is selected from good category and other is selected from defective category, and their possible cases are multiplied, because necessarily we are selecting both the items, one from each category, divided by total possible cases, 240C2. If you apply combination formula, then no need to consider the possible cases. We will not consider the possible cases. Students do this mistake very frequently. If they apply this multiplication technique, they find the probability only one of them. They consider one of the two cases. And some clever students, when they apply combination formula, they apply this formula to all the possibilities. They use combination formula here. Also, they apply combination formula here. Remember, when you apply combination formula, no need to consider the possible cases. But when you apply multiplication rule, we must consider all the possibilities. Go through also these solved examples. We have discussed such cases. We have discussed. Conditional probability is helpful to define independent events. In conditional probability, our second event depends upon the performance of the first one. But if it is not affected by the first event, this means both are independent. That's mean the conditional probability of A, if conditional probability of A and the marginal probability of A are the same, and also the conditional probability of B and the marginal probability of B are the same, then we say that event A and B are independent. Otherwise, they are dependent. Now we consider our previous example of the steps in manufacturing process. This one. Okay. We have calculated the conditional probability of T. What is the marginal probability of T? Marginal probability of T is 0.05, which is not equal to the conditional probability. This means these events are not independent. These events are not independent. Similarly, in this example, we calculated the conditional probability of A, which is equal to 1 by 2. Also, we calculated the marginal probability of A, which is 1 by 4. Both are not the same. This means here in this case, A and B are not independent. For independence, the conditional and marginal probability must be the same. Our today's lecture is a little difficult, so go through these problems one by one and clarify each line and each statement. Up to this line. Up to this exercise. Today I will send this text also. And next time, inshallah, we will discuss independent and dependent events, and also the Bayes theorem. Next week, whether we have a scheduled class or not, but we will have a class next week. Because some of the lectures are missing. For this compensation, inshallah, next week we will discuss. Just go through the independent and dependent events by considering this example also. The probability that a regularly scheduled flight departs on time is 0.83. The probability that it arrives on time is 0.82, and the probability it departs and arrives on time, the probability for the intersection is 0.78. This is given. Find the conditional probability. conditional probability of A as well as the conditional probability of D. Now here we can also check their independence and dependence. The probability of A, this is conditional probability of A, which is 0.994. Conditional probability, marginal probability of A is 0.82. They are not the same. This means A and D are not independent. This is easy to check the independence and dependence. So our multiplication law becomes of this form. The probability for the intersection is equal to just the product of their marginal probabilities if the events are independent. If the events are independent, then we don't have the second probability as conditional, because conditional probability is equal to the marginal probability if the events are independent. So already we have declared that the events are independent. Events are independent. Hence, the probability of the intersection becomes now probability of A multiplied with the probability of B. We will discuss such problems inshallah next time. And also Bayes theorem. Any question? Okay, ji, Allah Hafiz.